everyone, and welcome back to my studio. We're going to play with watercolors again today, but we're going to get started with talking about paper because I'm going to do a little something different today with my paper. So when I first started, I got 3 different pads of paper. They're all by Canson. This one is the one I started with, and this is Canson XL watercolor paper, and this is 140-pound cold press acid-free paper, but it is a cellulose paper. All of these Canson papers are cellulose, not 100% cotton. And then these two are what they call their graduate, and these are 117-pound. Now the difference I found is I prefer the XL, and that is because when I painted with the XL, like I did here, it stays fairly flat because it's much thicker. When I painted the seahorse, he's got a lot more curve and bend up to him because he's made on that thinner 117-pound paper. So I didn't have that type of issue with the turtle that I had with the seahorse. So I liked the thicker paper. Now, most people will tell you that the better paper to use is 100% cotton, and that's what has just arrived for me. So I'm going to show you the 2 cotton papers I just got in and the difference between them. They are both 100% cotton. They're both cold press acid-free paper. Now this one, which is by, I'm not sure I can say that, Dake or something, I'm not sure how it's said. But anyway, this is a pad similar to the Canson pad I had, where each page comes up and it's glued here, and you can peel off the page and then tape it down to a board, which is what I've been doing. I've got some foam board. So I've got just a piece of foam board and artist tape or painter's tape, and I've been taping the paper down so it doesn't curl up while I'm working. The second one that I got in, and I'm really excited about this one, is this is my Meeden watercolor paper. Now this is a little larger. That one was 8.3 by 5.8 inches. This one is 10 by 7, so it's a little larger. And what I love about this one is, this is what's called a sealed pad. So it is glued and sealed on every edge. And on what they call the open edge, there's a little section here, and it even gives you directions, and that's where the opening is. And right now it's got the protective page on. So what you do is you're going to lift up, when you're done that page, you lift it up, and then you take something, like I'm using a little palette spreader here, and you just slide and remove that sheet, and you're ready to paint again. But the purpose of this is you're going to paint on this pad, and because it's glued on all the edges, it's not going to curl. It's going to stay flat. You don't have to tape it to something. It stays where it is. It's thick enough that the paint's not going to bleed through to the paper below it. And when you're done and it's completely dry, then again, you're going to take your thing and you're going to cut through the gluing on the side and remove that piece. So that's a really cool way to, have your paper nice and flat, and you don't have to worry about having tape and a board to tape it to and all that other fun stuff. Now I want to show you pictures of 2 projects I did that I did not film, and that is because I was busy celebrating. I recently gained a new grandnephew, and his name is Liam, and we all call him Liam the Lion. And since he is Liam the Lion, of course, I painted a lion. Now the fun thing about that was my stencil, if I can find it here, is not a full lion face. It is just half a lion. And so what I did is I used the lion part and not the rest, and got this part down on the paper, and then flipped the stencil and did the part of the face that I was missing, so that I got this full lion. And then I used the stencil again the way that it was meant to be used, and I got this one. So that was what I've been working on and some changes. So today we're going to work on my new medium paper with the same paints that I've been using. And I'm going to start getting some of them wet here. And we're just going to have some fun. I saw somebody do it, and I should look it up and figure out who it was. But she just did these fun, sort of abstract little birds. And the nice thing I liked about it was that she wasn't trying to be super precise or accurate or make them look like real birds. It was more about fun and color and just doing something exciting. So I'm going to get my paints a little wet here, and we're going to get started. Now I'm probably mainly going to use just one brush, but I have some other brushes handy here. I'm going to get my first brush. Now the way you start this project is we're just going to draw circles. And we're going to make all our circles different colors. So I'm going to get my paints going here and just pick the first color, and we're just going to do some circles. I want to do is make all my circles two-tone. Suggest when you're making your circles that if you're going to make them two color, you start with your lighter color and then drop in your darker color. I'm trying to sort of dab it in and not make it solid. So it gives my little guys a little more texture. of these fully dry. Some of them are fully dry. One thing you can do to give them a little texture is just dab them a bit with a paper towel while they're wet, just to change them up a bit. Okay, now that these have dried pretty much, you just want to make sure they're fairly dry. I've got a gel pen. It's best if you have one that is waterproof. It's not going to bleed, but you don't have to be that crazed. And the first thing we're going to do is sort of decide where we're going to put the beak on our bird. Just going to give him a little beak. We're going to outline his little body. Accuracy is not necessary. We're going to give him some little legs and some little feet. Just have fun with this. This is not for somebody who's taking it seriously, people. Just liven him up a little bit by giving him a little bit of accents. It's best to have a waterproof pen is if you do want to add something later, you don't want your pen to bleed. And to finish it off, I think we'll put a little splatter in the sky. just gonna let this dry and we're all done. Hang in there. Okay, we have the final results on my little whimsical birdies. This was really a fun project. I mean, it was just having fun with paint, not taking it too seriously, just making goofy little birdies just for the sake of making goofy little birdies. And I think they came out really cool. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos. Now this is part of Friday with Friends, so please look down in the description box for all the links and the playlist and follow along. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.